After a long break, we are back with a new video, and from now on, we'll upload videos regularly. We hope everyone will support us. Thank you all for being with us. So, let's start the video. As the ocean is vast, so their stories are also huge, and among those stories are the fates of the huge ships that were once at the center of the world's attractions. Those ships once made their owners billionaires, but over time to time these ships made them destitute also. In today's video, we'll see and know the fate of all the huge giants that once roamed the sea. HS Palo Alto, the oil tanker that was one of the main causes of anxiety for the Germans during the First World War, today lays in dispute and neglect in California, America. Although it initially gained fame as an oil tanker, it was later converted from an oil tanker into a floating entertainment center. But after the First World War, when the global economic depression began, everyone started to turn back from the ship, and over the next decade, the ship began to lose itself. Due to the huge waves and storms of the sea, it started to break. Nature itself started to control it. Different species of animals started to come and nest here. However, due to a terrible storm in 2016, the ship broke in the middle. This is 100-year-old ship, which turned from a battlefield oil supply to an entertainment center, is now a threat to tourists. But it was once a place where people flocked for entertainment. Clintham. This giant ship named Clintham is laying on the sandy shores of Balotak beach in Greece. The ship was accused of being involved in massive smuggling at that time. This ghost ship was built in Denmark in 1950. No one can say how much has been done with this ship. However, the ship's long journey ended in a mysterious incident in 1980. It was already seized at the time due to its involvement in cigarette smuggling between Turkey and Italy, and the ship was later declared abandoned. Due to lack of maintenance, it has become a skeleton of a ship today. At the time, it was brought ashore and left near the brackish water of the sea. And after decades of brackish water and storms, the ship now lays carelessly neglected. The ship laying in the Mediterranean is now falling apart, as if only the structure of ship survived. Although there are many mysterious stories about these ships are available, but let's not tell that story today. Just look at the fate of the ship that turned it into a pillar of rust. SS Mahina, a ship that carried thousands of wounded soldiers across the seas during the World War II, is now a dead skeleton of the coast of New Zealand. About 100 years ago, the ship was built in Scotland in 1905. It was the world's first turbine-powered ship, although it was initially used as a luxury yacht. But the ship had to hide its luxurious beauty and devote itself to the service of wounded soldiers. Hence, it was named hospital ship at that time. The ship was later declared abandoned due to failure to keep up with the times. Initially, it was a very popular tourist spot, but the salty seawater and sea storms led the ship to a disastrous end, and now the ship is waiting to turn to rust and destroy itself. Costa Concordia. Anything can happen at any time in this ruthless sea, and one such incident happened on the coast of Ternium in Italy. And this tragic incident happened on January 13, 2012, in which the entire world was stunned. On that day, the cruise ship carrying hundreds of billionaires was traveling in the ocean, but it hit a hidden rock near the coast and started to sink. And due to the impact, the ship had a huge hole in the space of about 50 meters. The yacht was carrying 4,200 passengers at the time, and despite being close to shore, the accident resulted in 32 deaths. It was refloated again in 2013, but it was nevertheless one of the major disasters of the 21st century, and the damage was extensive. The people of the world are watching the fate of the once great ship. which was one of the most modern facilities. SS World Discover. The luxury yacht was built to travel to the polar regions, but sadly this pleasure boat ended in an unexpected accident in the tropical region of Solomon Islands. The ship was built in 1974 in Germany. At that time, the ship was famous for its adventurous expedition, and all those expeditions of this pleasure boat ended on April 30, 2000, when it collided hard with a submerged coral reef. Suddenly, the hull of the ship broke and water started entering through different places. Fortunately, a rescue team arrived and all on board were rescued without loss of life, but the accident damaged many parts of the ship beyond repair. So it sat in a derelict skeleton for nearly 2 decades. Sometimes the ship changes its position due to the waves of the sea. So many consider it a ghost ship. The once pleasure boat is now a ghost ship, abandoned in neglect and disrepute. Marsem Fim. The name of the luxury ship means boundless sea. The vessel was built in Brazil in 2001, but the Marsem Fim was lost during an expedition to the Antarctic. It was built for leisure and for various scientific and educational research. But in 2012, a tragic accident happened with this yacht. With a group of scientists and some students, the yacht set sail for Antarctica. But suddenly the water changed and the yacht got stuck in the middle of an iceberg after being caught in a storm. The strong wind caused the ice to completely surround the yacht, causing the yacht to become stuck in the ice like a living corpse. In an instant, the luxury yacht becomes a cold ice coffin for millionaires, and the yacht burial ground. However, this cold ice water did not harm the yacht much, but it is still in the ice quite intact. People can come and see the yacht, which is now in a haunted state, which once carried the world's richest businessmen and Arab sheikhs. SS Airfield. Now you are seeing a 100 years old warship surrounded by green tree. It was manufactured in the United Kingdom in 1911. The ship was later used to deliver supplies to the warships. The ships also ventured out to sea during World War II. But when the ship was no longer able to keep up with the times, it was sent to a shipyard in Australia for scrapping. But that shipyard itself closed down. Along with several other ships, including the SS Airfield, were seen floating near the shipyard. But now, instead of oil equipment, countless trees have been taken place on the ship, so it can now be called a floating forest. The ship has been reborn as it is now home to a mangrove forest.